I hadn't gone to the dentist since, as I put it, before the solar eclipse, and I went last year for the first time. Because every time I'd go, they go, your teeth are so clean, you take such good care, and I go, this is like a scam.
Yeah.
And so.
But are you a doctor person? Are you easily, I don't like going to the doctor.
I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Well, then
Welcome to Staying Alive. I'm Adam Pally.
And I'm Jon Gabrus. We host a wellness pod. We're
not experts.
We're not experts. Arguably, most of our guests aren't either, but we're going to engage in conversations about what wellness is.
Yeah. Today, we have one of my favorite people.
Oh, she's absolutely the best. I've performed with her. You shot a fucking TV show with her.
Yeah.
She's fantastic.
Hope to do it again. She's the greatest, the funniest, and I'll also say, I've been on set with a lot of people, for long hours, and you're working, and you're sometimes you get along, and sometimes you don't get along, and sometimes people like to talk about important things, and sometimes people like to talk about nothing. Ego is the best person I've ever been on set with because it's just bits. Where are we going to eat tonight?
Oh, yeah, that's all you need.
And that's what
that's
you want.
all you need in life.
That's what you want, yeah.
Yeah, oh man. One of the first times I really met Ego, she was doing monologues at ASCAT, and we were about to go on stage, and I was hosting, and I went, hey, weird question. Confirm how I pronounce your name, because I'm afraid to fuck it up once I get up there. Yeah. I panicked. As I was walking away, I was like, got this. And I was like, wait, I need to ask you. And she's like, the fact that you asked is brave.
Yeah, no,
and I was like, thank you.
It is. No.
I
didn't ask. The first time I met her, I pronounced the N.
Yeah.
And you're not. The N is silent.
Yeah. Iffy, another friend of mine who is Nigerian American, he explained to me, and Demi, you learn that the N is silent. And then you're like, got it. That's confusing for me.
But the N should probably mostly be silent.
Yes.
I think in especially I don't see no reason to say the N.
She hits she hits hard like us. She works out hard, eats hard, parties hard,
and bits hard,
and works hard. And
the first bit she ever did, and she will not. I know I can tell this story. The first bit she ever did with Steph Curry was we were shooting. They hadn't met yet. They had just met on Zoom when we were doing the table reads, and we were on a golf course. So it was expensive day, tensions are a little high. And Steph comes over, and he's like, I'm a big fan of SNL, and we're all meeting. And then he's like, this is my bodyguard. He has a bodyguard. And she goes, oh yeah, I heard you got him from Diddy, right? The look of panic on Steph's face. The look of pure panic on Steph's face. What are you talking about? And it was so much so that you don't see this with comedians a lot. She had to go, I'm just messing around.
Yeah, right.
I was on the ground laughing. It was the funniest
I'm hearing
bit.
this story fourth hand and laughing.
It was the funniest bit ever. And she deserves the crown.
Yeah. Well, let's see what Ego's doing to stay alive. Ladies and gentlemen, Ego Nwodim. Does Ego have all 12 of her beverages and we're ready to get cracking?
I mean, I'm a beverage.
I even brought one for her.
Yes, and I'm going to be having that.
Having brunch with Ego.
We're taking two pee breaks in this 45-minute conversation.
If you've never had brunch with Ego, it's basically like getting an IV.
Yes. And also me yelling, as you know, every time I eat.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was tired of people not eating.
Oh, yeah, no.
I was tired of people not eating and asking me to dinner. I'm like, don't ask me to dinner,
The first time we went out, Ego asked me, she was like, you eat, right? And I started laughing. I was like, you're in the right place.
I'm like, I don't want to hear about the diet you're on.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it,
I'm not here for that. Well, we're not at least not at this meal.
No, not here.
In fact, Gabrus and I, the last time we went out to dinner, we had sugarfish, and we ran through one of the, or you know how you order, we ran through it right away, and we theorized, if we really didn't eat all day, I bet we could go through two of these top to bottom, back to back.
We were trying to debate if we could do a third and split it, or if we could do two to the dome each. Trust me, and then be like, yo, I still trust you.
Run it back.
I really really trust you.
Actually, I don't trust you to bring me enough sushi.
Yeah. Fucking rack up the negimaka, baby.
I'm here for it because
Yeah, you eat.
people don't eat.
I
And
know.
I'm like, I'm not into that.
I hate a breakfast meeting.
Also, breakfast is the weakest link of meals. The weakest
Ooh,
link.
I think because I don't.
Gabrus, don't
Here's the
disappoint
thing.
me.
Here's the thing I like about breakfast. When I going out for breakfast seems like an insane treat.
yeah,
Because that's
okay.
not something I ever like. I'm like,
Okay.
if I'm up early and I have to meet somebody,
Yeah.
and I'm having bacon, eggs,
Exactly.
coffee,
Hell.
I would have.
not breakfast, but meal with me.
not you, not you. Breakfast.
Having to look at me with bacon and eggs in my beard.
I'm in fucking hell.
I'm in hell.
Not a breakfast.
That's
not
our
a breakfast.
date. Are you having fun? I'm in hell.
This is hell.
I wish a man on a date, and I don't want to go down a deep dive about my dating. I just have
won't.
to say that.
Yeah, we got the email from your publicist.
Put my publicist.
Yeah,
Stop asking her about
we
your
heard
date.
what happened.
There's some. I'm traumatized. No, so
And Jason Momoa also wouldn't say anything.
Oh my gosh, Jason! He's honestly, the man's supposed to set me up. He's due for a text from me.
Well, in order for him to set you up, he'd have to stop unboxing hatchets.
I'll let him know. I'll let him know that's your feedback. So I'll reach out.
feedback from
I'll
Momoa.
reach out to him. But I wish men would say, "Are you having a good time?" And obviously you guys you both look stuck and scared because I've said I don't want to go down a deep dive. So I see it in your eyes. You're like, I don't want to ask any
No, but this
follow-up
is completely-
question. But I wish they would ask because I think many of them would find out no.
You should go on a date with a Jewish guy.
I was about to say, like,
I go
you've
out
hung
with
out
Adam,
with
and he's
me.
like, "Are you okay? Are
You've
you
hung
mad
out
at
with me
me?
a lot. How often do I ask if you're okay?
Are you mad at me? Wait, what's wrong?
How often do I text you? Are you mad at me?
Are you mad? I just want to make sure you're not upset with me.
I'm literally taking stock of how you're doing all the time.
I need to go on a date with a Jewish guy.
You really do. There's so few of us though that are like, okay.
That's everybody, I feel now.
Maybe, but like especially lately, like I feel like Jewish guys, it's like we're not in a good place.
20-something years of friendship. Every once in a while, he'll say something to me, and I'll be like, "Yeah, fine, whatever." And then I'll see him sit for like a minute, and then he's like, "Wait, are you mad at me?" And I was like, "Sorry." My reaction was like not strong, but I could just tell that here.
I'm working on that actually. That is one of the things I'm working on because it is signs of like a narcissistic. It is a narcissistic part of me.
Like, am I having this much of an effect on you?
Yes,
Yeah.
because it's like and even like it is a shameful part of my existence. But like even like if I'll text you like, hey, are you mad or whatever? It's
Sorry,
really
I clogged
just,
your toilet. Are you mad?
well, that is like
Yes,
that
I
is
am
that.
mad.
Many
And I
times.
need
I'll
you to
use my trailer
pay for-
toilet from here on
Well, with
out.
Ego at work, oftentimes she is mad at me, and it is my fault. But
Yes.
I mean, separate than when you're
Should
actually
be
mad at me, which is frequently.
no, but like like I think it is working on it with my therapist. Like it is an inverse narcissism because you're like the fact that I would think that everything
is about
me
yeah.
or my behavior or my like even my like mood would alter the way someone else's day. It's wildly.
Yeah.
I didn't think about it like that, but I see what you're saying.
was
It is.
interesting, yeah.
It is, and like I'm working a lot. I'm trying really hard to like notice when I'm doing that and
Yeah.
be like, what else is going on? Like, what is it? Maybe just like I'm maybe feeling like I'm missing that person. Like
Yeah.
maybe that person. Maybe what I'm trying to say is like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
Love to
Yeah,
hang
yeah,
out.
yeah.
You know, it's like, and instead I've created this thing in my head where they're mad at me.
Well, that's how I know I'm not doing great emotionally is when I'm like, get a text back from like a lifelong friend like Rogers or something or you, and I'm like, oh man, I pissed him off. And the text is like, no, I can't make the movies that night or something. And I'm like, I must have done something.
They don't want to come to the movies. Oh,
Yes, but that is something I do
Yeah.
all the time too. Like I will internalize like, hey, you want to get a drink? I can't. It's me.
And then I'm like, what did I do last
Yeah,
time? I
well,
hung
you
out
know,
with you?
nothing anybody does is about you, and
Of
everything
course.
everyone does is about them. And
Yeah,
that is one of the 4 agreements, which is one of my favorite books.
Oh,
and
hell yeah.
Very self-helpy. But when I read that like 5 years ago, and I was like, oh my gosh, nothing, everything everyone does is about you, about them. And that's even paying you a compliment is about that. Like it's,
Yes.
they're in a place where they feel like they can be so generous as to say a thing. But if they're having a bad day, that same person will be like, you're a piece of shit.
Right.
And so
I mean, you're like, guys need to ask girls how they're doing on dates. How you doing? You're a piece of shit. Hey, I know that's all you. Don't worry about it.
It's like,
it's all you.
right back at you want to get dinner?
This is a you thing.
Anatomy?
But we're all a little narcissistic though, too.
Oh,
by the
yeah,
way.
a little.
Thank you. That's the highest compliment.
I mean, for us,
I'm actually the best at being narcissistic.
You're so good at it. I can confirm.
I think I'm pretty good at it.
I mean,
No,
I'd say Pally's up there as well.
but I feel like we're all, especially in this industry, it's hard not to, especially at this stage of the industry where like your livelihood is you. You know, Ego is a business, is a brand. It's like Adam is,
and I'm invested huge.
Yeah,
and I got a lot of stock, and I'm selling it off,
getting dividends,
and I'm shorting the market.
I'm doing a crypto rug pull with my Ego coin.
You might want to pull the funds soon. You might want to pull the funds soon because anything could happen over here. You might want to pull a Martha Stewart.
Ego, you came up at UCB in LA.
Yes.
Did you? Because we came up at UCB in New York, but I had that feeling coming up at UCB, that exact feeling that you're talking about, where I would like linger too long around. You know what I mean?
Like, where ASCAT was getting ready.
Yeah,
or
it's like,
something. You're like standing there. Like,
I'd come off like my student show, and ASCAT was getting ready, and you'd see like, you know, Tina Fey talking to Stephen Colbert in the corner, and you just kind of like linger over to
like, these are my friends.
to be like, I guess I'm part of it
I'm
now.
in this. I hope someone gets a picture of this, and it's like I was here with these people.
Truly, that was like the like. Was LA like that, or is it different because it's?
Because it's already Hollywood.
It's already Hollywood. I think LA was a little different. And I also, when I came up at UCB, I like didn't know what UCB was. And I took a class begrudgingly. Like, honestly, I didn't know. And I had made friends then once I got to UCB. They're still my friends who were like, when I knew, because I read this book, that when I got to LA, the first thing I was going to do was get an apartment and then like get into class at UCB. So I didn't know, and we were already in Hollywood. I'm also not like, I'm not like the most thirsty.
Not at all.
No, agreed.
One of the least
with my
thirsty,
5 beverages, but
one of the
I am only literally
least
thirsty.
thirsty performers I've ever met.
And I'm not slang thirsty. I'm
not
legit thirsty.
I have other issues, but being thirsty.
Yeah. We'll get to them.
But being thirsty, I don't think is like at the top of my list per se. And so there are performers I remember like admiring. Like I think watching Mary Holland on stage, I was like, legend. Who is she? How is she so good? Getting to watch Drew Tarver and Lauren Lapkus, like I was so enthralled by them. But I also was, I also didn't really know, I didn't know what was going on, if I'm being totally honest. Like I took an improv class begrudgingly and I was like, fine, I'll take this class. Yeah, exactly. I was mad about it.
Yeah, and you get there and you're like, woo, woo. Like I'm literally
zip,
woo.
zap,
Yeah, you're
zop,
like, it
and then
sucks.
passing. Like, and so I did it, and then I did fall in love with it, and I really loved it. But I didn't know. Even the Amy Poehler of it like came to me later in time,
like,
where I was like, "Oh, that's who."
She's here.
Yeah, who I think is so cool, by the way. Like she seems like incredible.
She's like one of those surprisingly cool for the level she's at kind of people, where you're like, which is like says more about the industry than about Amy, where it's like she looked me in the eye and said hello, and it's like she's really cool. Remember, she's down to earth. It's like that. Yeah,
the bar's so low.
It's literally so low. You're like,
they didn't treat me like shit. That celebrity.
Amy remembers my wife's name.
Yeah,
it's like she's an amazing person.
I can't even keep
so
track.
Crazy. You don't know his wife's name?
It's something with a D.
It's all right. She loves
and
you,
yours is something
She loves
with
you,
an
Gembo. She loves you, Gembo.
Okay.
No, because Adam and I have been with the same partners for so long. I met Daniela when I met Adam, which was also 20-something years ago.
Similar. I met Tiffany. Yeah,
but Tiffany and Daniela hit it off.
We got
like
put
2004.
on the same.
That's crazy.
We got put on the same Herald team. Daniela and I had like just started dating again when we moved back to New York.
Yeah.
And I got put on a Herald team at that at that like exact time.
Okay.
Yeah. It would be like, I think it was 05.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's literally 20 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And the funniest dude on the team was Gabrus.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I
Handsomest
love
guy
this.
on
You
the
guys
team was
are
Pally.
okay.
I know, it's funnier.
Debatable.
He's caught up and
Hey,
passed
would
me.
you
but I'm just
rather be the most handsome man in the room or the funniest man in
Handsome,
the room?
no question.
Yeah.
Without a
You
doubt.
handsome.
Is it improv room? Because that's like a world's tallest
If
little
it's in
person.
an improv room, I'm already am.
Yeah.
I'm 310 pounds,
I'll tell you
and I'm
what.
in one of the better shape improvisers. My doctor, when I asked my cardiologist what I should do for health, he put a gun with one bullet on the table. And I'm still in the top 10 percentile of health at UCB.
Well, good thing you're like, oh, you hate medicine.
Yeah, I know. He's like, here, I got one pill you should
That's
take.
one pill.
Take 2 of these in the
Damn.
morning.
Well,
right in the back of the head.
I mean, did you ever deal? Speaking of like improv hot, you are. Don't.
You are Hollywood attractive.
Yeah,
thank you so
I'm trying to be like coworker.
Don't
I'm trying
me
to be
too
like,
me. No, I'm
trying to be
kidding.
like-
But you can pay guys. I also public service announcement. You're allowed to pay compliments if you're not being a weird about it. But
Okay.
I guess some guys don't know what being weird is, and that's
Well,
where the problem
yeah.
is. But I think they know. I think
Yeah.
men know.
You have gorgeous
Actually,
feet.
Thank you so much. According to
Gabrus?
Is that
Wikipedia,
a weird one?
your gorgeous feet. Can I touch them?
Yeah. No, I don't
okay
think.
if I-
I,
Are you
no, no.
throwing those sandals
He
out?
doesn't think my feet are gorgeous. Is what he's
I've
about to
seen
say.
the. I don't think. I'm shocked that the feet was the feature.
I've never seen them. I've only drawn them.
Wiki Feet thinks I have good feet.
Yeah,
So-
no. I just
My
it's
guess
taste.
would be,
It's-
I'm not even a foot guy,
Yeah.
but my guess would be, like
I
total.
take care.
Yeah.
Well, it's because I feel like no, I can't say that.
Well, what I was gonna
Leave
say.
that in.
What I was
Take
gonna
that
say was there is this term like comedy hot.
Yeah.
Which I've heard quite a bit.
Yeah, sure, comedy hot.
You transcend that.
Thank
Did
you so
ever?
much.
Was that ever a thing? I'm serious because like I don't know what it's like. Like I don't know what it's like to be like normal hot, where you're also in comedy and then you're like making people laugh. Like are people ever like fuck that?
Yeah, no. Well, you know what? Thank you. First of all, thank you. But what I'll say is, I did not grow up with like I wasn't like I did ballet for 10 years, but I wasn't like my mom's pretty little girl. And so I was like kind of a tomboy, and I think I still have some of that in me. But my level of attractiveness like just never occurred to me whatsoever.
right.
Whatsoever.
That's part of the allure too.
I think
Yeah,
probably that's also,
okay.
yeah.
She doesn't even.
yeah,
she doesn't even
she
know.
has no idea.
I think it truly like dudes are probably like she doesn't even know, and then it's
I'm
like,
the one who's gonna tell her.
I'm
gonna eat
gonna be
breakfast,
the one.
not ask her once
you know,
how she's
and
doing.
then it's like some dude's
in
like,
hell.
I go, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and it's just I see you differently.
Not the shrug. Okay, well, here's what I'll say. When I was like 14 on a bus, we like went to Hershey Park for a field trip or something. I remember, I don't know, will I get sued if I say someone's first and last name that I happen to remember from middle school?
We could bleep it out if you want, but
I don't even, it's this kid named Curtin. And if you ever listen
Curtains
to this.
for curtain.
Curtains for curtain. Curtains for maybe that's a sketch.
Yeah.
Okay.
oh god, you've been working there too long.
Finally, I got something.
During
I
an
can go back
off
to bed
week,
now.
during an off week, I gotta write that down
I
and
gotta write
send
a
it to
sketch.
Che.
I gotta see if he'll write a curtains for curtains sketch with me. He won't. Spoiler.
This is perfect for Benson Boone.
Yeah.
Head trauma pitching Benson Boone sketches.
That's legitimately what it's like in the hospital. I have pitched today. Like I dislocated my shoulder at the subway station going to work, and I was like, I need to go to my fitting for my pre-taped sketches
You're
with
like
my shoulder out of
Miles
socket.
Teller in Whiplash at
Whiplash.
the end.
Yes, exactly. I love that. I don't
Greatest.
know a lot of movies. That's a fun fact about me. But I
know, very fun.
I know, very fun fact. The best movie I've ever seen. I've said it a million times. The Town.
Oh shit! Okay, you're on board.
Don't get me started.
I've been
just-
talking about how hot Ben Affleck is for like 5
I
years.
first heard Ego say that so many times, and I now have that feeling, like when you're with a friend or like your partner for a long time, and they're like gonna tell a story that
not
you've
gonna
heard a
get
bunch,
Yeah.
and you're like,
I'm
it
not
doesn't
gonna
make
get
you
it.
look good.
I'm not gonna get into The Town.
Hey, babe, you're the bad guy in the
Ego's
story.
favorite movie is The Town.
I mean, I love it for a
No,
lot of
I
reasons.
love that movie
good
too. It is good,
movie.
but it's like so legitimately like it's
Boston
it's
bro movie.
Boston bromance. It's like it literally is like Boston written. Like the lines are literally like, I can't even.
We're gonna need to hurt some people.
Yeah.
Who's driving?
Exactly. Friendship. The themes of friendship.
That's non-toxic male friendship.
That's non-toxic male friendship.
Yeah, look,
ride
they'll
or
go
die.
hurt someone for each other.
Yes, it's beautiful. But Whiplash, I constantly am saying to people, not quite my tempo. Not quite my tempo.
Yeah, not my tempo.
Not my tempo. No
went
problem.
to see
It's okay.
Colt, my son, is like obsessed with that movie. He just loves it. And we went to, it was re-released in IMAX.
Yeah.
Like recently, so like 9 a.m. a couple weeks ago, I was at Lincoln Center, like watching Whiplash, and on this giant IMAX, and the music is amazing. Also, our boy Nate Lang.
He was on an improv team of mine called The Law Firm for a while.
Yeah,
you were on.
I was on that team. Yeah, he was one of the funniest people ever. He tested for SNL a couple times.
Yeah.
He has this like really straight man vibe.
Yeah.
And he was the other drummer that took over. You know when
He's
there's
an
like,
actual studio
he's
drummer.
a studio drummer.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, shit.
He's in it. Great movie. But when you're rewatch it, it is so intense.
It's
like
an anxiety
Yes,
movie.
it's an anxiety movie. And 9 a.m. is crazy. Another
but that's-
cuckoo banana. Did you have breakfast that day?
Yeah, I had
Disgusting.
a bagel. I snuck a bagel.
I'm
I
disgusted.
snuck a bagel into the theater. Everyone around me, it was making
Block
that sound. Block spread. It was making that sound. I felt like an Orthodox person on an airplane. Like people were like
trying to do it slowly, and you're like, just make the
Cole,
noise.
my son was so mad at me, and when I stopped, he's like, "Don't bring a bagel in," and I was like, "No one's gonna be in here. It's 9 a.m. I'm hungry." He's like, "Dad, don't," and I was like, "Shut up, I'm doing it." And then I got in there. It's packed with like film nerds.
Oh, yeah,
you know, it's
I
like
guess,
just
yeah.
totally packed.
All drummers.
The
one guy from Leonard
and
Skinner,
Phil, yeah.
John Bonham,
It's all-
Lars Ulrich.
It's all the best drummers. And I'm like, he's eating, everyone's normal. And I just pull the bagel out of my pocket and it makes like a little crinkle.
And then opening
and
it
then I'm
is
like,
and you get the looks. And you
You're
get the
like-
looks. You get the
everyone starts looking and I can feel my son be like,
Did you ever think you'd be an embarrassing dad?
no, I always thought I was like, it's still shocking because I still think that I'm the coolest dad.
Yeah.
And it's so, they don't think that at all. They don't think that
You might
at
be.
all.
You might
Yeah.
actually be the coolest dad, but
Yeah.
that they don't know. They're
Yeah.
your dad, so you're already in a category.
Yeah.
So like we had to, they're having their bar mitzvah this week.
Yeah.
And we were meeting with like the DJ and
Yeah.
he's trying to get a vibe for them, you
Yeah.
know, and he's like, so, you know, what are your favorite musicians? What are your favorite this? What are your favorite actors? They gave a list of actors, 10 people long. 10 people long. And I was sitting there like, literally, Gigi's like, Adam Sandler, Jack Black, Amy Schumer, and then Cole's like, oh, Jake Gyllenhaal. Like they're just like running down this list. And I'm sitting there.
Ben Schwartz, Gil Ozeri, like naming
They're like,
your
it's starting to
friends
get
in front of you.
lower.
Ben Roger.
They're like Nate Lang. I'm like,
How do you know that?
How do you know Nate? Like literally going and then finally after the DJ's like, cool. I was like, you know, I am an actor to them. And they're like, yeah, but you're not my favorite. And it was it's like, fuck you, man. Like, I am a lot of kids' favorites. Like, there are a lot of kids out there. When I was like, who wants me to be their dad? Like, your friend.
Also, everyone at the DJ place is like looking around like,
Yes, like,
another one.
I was so shook. I was so upset. Like, really, like, it hit me hard. But I guess it's like par for the course, but it sucks to be like not cool in your own house.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
sucks. And to think you're cool outside of it is a horrible.
Yeah.
Was that like, were your parents like, I mean,
Yeah, well, my mom was. I mean, I never thought of my mom as cool, but I don't think she thought of herself as cool either. My
But it didn't
mom.
matter to her.
No, I don't
That
think
wasn't
it
something she was
mattered. Like, yeah,
prioritizing.
I don't think anything mattered besides like just making sure you set yourself up for success.
yeah, we were just talking about that before you came. Like, there
Yeah.
are certain cultures
Yeah.
that are like success driven.
Yes.
Like, very much so. I
Yes.
feel like you come from one of those.
Yes,
households.
Nigerian households are very that.
Very.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Very
always
that.
the way I profile or stereotype is the ethnicity of the doctors in my hospital.
Yeah,
They're so frequently Nigerian, South Asian,
Yes.
and Asian.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, and Jewish. I'm like, clearly
Yeah.
you guys had to hustle.
Yes. Yes.
they're
Yes.
similar.
'Cause that's like 10 years of school,
Yes,
and you got to
so
do
much
good the
school.
whole time.
Yes, you gotta do good.
Similarly, I feel like there was a pressure. I mean, I failed that pressure right away when
Yeah.
I was like, but, you know, you have to do good in school. Like it is
Yeah.
intense in your house if you're not.
Yeah, and my mom, it's interesting. She's just, because I was raised just by my mom, I didn't feel like crazy pressure. It's almost like this expectation just ingrained in you, right? So like the pressure was maybe there, but I didn't feel it in that way where it's like someone's over your head. And like my mom used to have an issue with like, why do you guys have to go to school all day and then they like you're in school for 8 hours and then they give you homework? She'd be like, that's very messed up. She's
man.
like, I think that's messed up.
Betrayed mom.
She's like, yeah. She's like,
Your mom
what?
sounds awesome.
Yeah, she's actually really cool, but she is cool. But I didn't think of her as cool. Like,
No, no one does.
No, she's mom. And now, like, my friend last night, we were at dinner and he's like, this is so crazy. I remember my dad's 40th birthday and I remember thinking, like, vividly, like, dad's old and now I'm approaching 40. And it's like, that's a mind fuck. Because also, no kids. And his dad had 2 kids by the time he
Different
was
world.
Yeah,
Totally
completely
I
different
remember
world.
my mom's 30th birthday, and I'm 43.
Wow.
I was like 8 or 9 when my mom turned 30,
Damn.
and now I'm 40 fucking 30.
Yeah.
Italian American households are a little different. They want you to either have a really good scam or own a deli.
Right.
Those are like, they don't care about college. They're like, wait, you're saying you could overcharge your boss for your mileage or whatever? Like that's the shit that my Italian family loves. Because it's like,
or they're like psyched if you have a good relationship with your uncle who works construction.
oh yeah, or if like I was telling you earlier, like the Hell's Kitchen like stagehands.
Yeah.
They're like 75% Italian.
Really?
They're like, my grandpa and dad, they called it cock relations. And it's like, we know him. And it's like, how do you know him? It's like cock relations, which just meant like their family somehow. And I was like,
That is so crude.
Cock
That is like
relations.
the crudest shit
yeah,
I ever heard.
well.
Yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is.
Where do you think the term white trash comes from? From my fucking 23andMe came back 75% white trash.
I didn't even know that
I don't
was
think you're supposed to say this.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a topic.
73% white trash.
What are you doing to stay alive currently?
Ooh, okay. Right now, because I dislocated my shoulder and I can't work out. If you had
How did
asked
you
me,
do that?
I slipped in the subway station at 30 Rock. I slipped. It was but like Final Destination style because I slipped on a Thursday. On Tuesday, also at Broadway Lafayette, carrying a matcha, like almost fell backwards, ran like on the flat platform. Have no idea. It's too oily in there in the winter.
Yeah,
the,
it
the
is.
salt melts and then it's not water. It's oil.
And the
It's very great. You can
Like,
like
it's
do
like-
this.
yes,
you can do like
exactly.
yeah.
and the tile, what they put on all the subways is like this bathroom tile.
Yes.
Like, I do not know why it can't be stone.
Yes, it should be stone.
Why is it not stone that does not get wet?
Yeah,
Like,
I agree because
brick.
I've hurt myself, and so I almost fell on Tuesday, but didn't somehow, and then on Thursday did fully fall. Different subway stop, fell. Shoulder dislocated, popped out of its socket. Yeah,
you
crazy.
got caught. You got sue the
People
city.
keep saying sue the city, but here's the thing. I got in a car accident in like 2017. I was rear-ended on Fountain Avenue in Los Angeles on a Sunday morning. And this man was like, I'm sorry, I gotta hurry up and get out of here. Here's my information. It's my wedding day. I gotta go. And I'm like, okay, like stunned. And that process took like 5 years to get $2,000.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not. It was
Yeah, like
I'm
600 emails, photocopying shit,
exactly.
scanning.
Also, you
documents.
don't want to be on page 6. It's like Ego Nwodim of SNL
Suing the city.
Mayor Adams. It's like you and a.
Or do I in my sling? They were like, wear this for a week. I'm still supposed to be wearing it right now, but I'm like, I'm not about to be doing it. The fits, come on.
So good. Those
Thank
loafers
you.
are amazing.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So you can't go to the gym, which I guess is a regular
Yes, that
part
was
of your
well.
fitness stuff.
I was obsessed with this workout called Solid Core, which is like Pilates inspired, intense, so abusive. It's so
Do they have one of those in Beverly Hills by the Rite Aid, but you got to take an elevator? It's like a glass thing. We got to take an elevator
They
down?
might. I've only been in LA. I've been to the West Hollywood location in the Hollywood and
Okay.
Pasadena.
Okay.
But it's an intense. It's so intense. It's not for the faint of heart.
Are you
And
jumping around?
are you seeking that out? Do you like not a very intense workout? Or?
Okay, so this is a whole conversation I had at dinner last night with someone, my friend who runs like a Pilates inspired company of her own that's far more gentle. And there's all sorts of, I don't know how boring we want to get here, but
No, we
she
could
was
get
like,
in the
okay,
weeds, baby.
but she was like, you don't need to be doing that intensive a workout. And when I met her like a couple years ago, she told me that. And then I was like, oh, this injury is crazy because I actually can't do the workout now. I mean, I'm tempted. I'm so addicted to the workout that with my injury, I just had to get an MRI. Like they think I tore something, like my labrum, my shoulder.
Suck too. It's like
I'm so crazy and I'm so addicted to it that I was like, but maybe I can still like pull it off, even though the whole workout is on your shoulders and it's planking. It's like planking. You're in high planks, low planks the whole time. And the doctor was like, do not do that. And yesterday I woke up, I was like, I feel kind of okay. I wonder if I could just go. Man. I didn't do it, but full addict. But anyway, my friend was like, you shouldn't be doing intense workouts like that because you already work a stressful job and a high intensity job. And then your workout being high intensity is making your cortisol spike, and that will make you bloated. It will make you retain
that stress hormone reaction will fuck with you.
Inflammation will be a problem for you. And anyway, it's crazy. I have to figure out a different workout because I'm like, it is too intense. But that was my thing. I was like addicted to this solid core.
What did you like about it? The intensity, or did you feel?
And what's the class like? Are you like? Is it like? Jumping on a trampoline?
No, there's like a reformer, but it's like an intense reformer. It's very heavy and lights are down. It's blue.
Good music?
Depending on the teacher. Depends on the teacher. I have
a couple class. I'm a class guy.
I'm a class guy. I was not a fitness person at all, but then I decided it matters. Yeah, in the last few years. Yeah.
Ego, you're touching on something that we're pretty much like unpacking on this podcast over the course of the season is like you eventually get to an age where you're like, I kind of have to just really think about health and fitness now. And it's not, I don't feel old and decrepit, but I'm starting to see like I can maybe fix some things or head some things off at the pass.
Isn't it weird when you meet someone who doesn't now? Like I am always taken aback when you're on a new project or something and you start meeting the cast and everybody and there's someone there, because there always is, where you're like talking about what you're doing, what you can do tomorrow. Oh, I'm going to get this. And then someone's like, oh yeah, I don't work out.
You know what's okay. Yeah. Okay.
And you're like, what?
Yeah.
Like how? How do you do that?
They're always a skinny motherfucker.
And they're always skinny and look good.
I think I was that, but now what happened for me is that, and I'm stunned because I have a few friends back in LA who are also like, I don't work out at the gym. No way. Mm-hmm. And that was me. And now I see them on Instagram and I'm like, oh yeah, you're into it now. But what happened for me is that my mom was a single mom, worked so much, now has this back injury from a car accident and didn't rehab it, which was upsetting to me. Like, she knows better. She's a doctor. Why wouldn't you rehab your back injury? And then the only way I could not be upset with her and be like, what the fuck, and just be mad was like having a moment of compassion where I'm like, I guess if I just hustled the way she did for 60 plus years and only worked, like went to med school with 4 kids. Like she is a grinder. I'm like, I guess by the time I get to the age of 60, I would be burnt out. And the notion of introducing fitness to my life at 60, probably not. I'm 30 at the time I'm having this. I'm 32 at the time I'm having this thought. And I was like, I don't want to work out now. And I'm agile and young and vibrant and I'm not burnt out. And I was like, if I was 60 and I did all that she's done.
Yeah, I'd be crusted over.
Yeah,
and be
just
let's let it ride. What do we got? How many years left?
Exactly. Yeah. I'm like, I'm going to start working out now. And so I started working out because of, this is not funny, but I started working out because I'm like, I want to have grace and compassion for her and not be upset. And so if I can do it differently than she did, and I don't want it to be hard to introduce fitness into my life when I'm 60, and I want to make it a part of my life now. And so my whole goal a few years ago was to change my relationship with fitness. And so I did, but then it's become this weird addiction. So weird.
Yeah. Well, a lot of times that happens though because there is a dopamine that's released. Like anything, that makes you feel good. And you may not like it, but it makes you feel good.
Yeah.
So your body's like, we should do that again.
Yeah.
You know, and then you get really into it.
It's like being 12 and homesick and jerking off while the Price is Right is on. You're like, well, I think we get a few more of these in before that mom gets home from work.
Is that what you were up to, Gabrus?
That's what I was doing, unfortunately. The one, I was like, I'm going to stay home sick from school and crank off 5 times in junior high.
He still can't hear that theme song. It's Pavlovian.
Yeah. Oh, God.
It's the run to the bathroom.
Plinko machine, baby.
I mean, I feel like I had it similarly, in a similar way, because my father went to medical school with 3 children, not a single parent, but my mother did not exercise ever. It was not ever something she did. She was really unhealthy. Her father died at 44. She died at 53. Just didn't move.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
And my father was crazy. I mean, he's yoked. He's like a 7. He looks like, and I'm not talking like Alec Baldwin and it's complicated jacked. Like my dad is like jacked up. He's got the weird veins that old men have. You know, he's like old men pack. Like, he's in better shape than I am. And I, as a kid, hated how much he exercised. Like it made me. It's a little
embarrassing.
Yeah, it was embarrassing. I was like, ugh, stupid. Like,
even me, like when people say to me now, "Oh, you're a fitness girl," I'm like, chill.
No. I like food. I eat.
I eat, but I get very like. Keenan was asking me what I do for fun because I'm like, if you're gonna invite me to the club, I gotta mentally prepare. Give me 2 weeks notice so I can like really
make it to the club with Keenan.
I'm like, I just need to like. It's not even about how he clubs, but it's more like me going to a club at this point. I need to
like emotionally prepare for it.
I don't know how I would even make it through. Like once it hit 12.
Yeah.
Be like, are we going to another club or
can we go to the diner now?
Yeah. Are we calling it? I saw a Bradley Cooper's selling cheesesteaks.
Which, by the way, I need to hit that. Have you been?
That shit looks awesome,
so
bro.
good. I got it screenshot. I'm like,
I had it in Philly.
I'm ready. Oh, you did? Okay.
Because it's a chain. It's Angelo's Cheesesteaks, which is in Philly. He opened.
Okay.
And it is life-changing.
Favorite cheesesteak in Philly, just to say out loud, no one asked, Jim's. I know people say Pat's, but I'm Jim's.
I'm telling you, this will change your mind.
I'm a whiz-wit.
Okay, yeah.
See, like this will change your mind on that because like I'm always rolling J's.
Just constantly.
This what they do in Angelo's and Bradley Cooper's is they use like an expensive provolone, and instead of throwing it on and melting it, they whip it so it's almost like a white
Whiz? Okay. I'm so in. Because I'm all for. Here's the thing. I had to get out on Whiz because I'm very weird about staying alive. American cheese. When I found out about 8 years ago that it wasn't real, it was maybe 8 or 9 years ago, life-changing, I had to stop fucking with it. I'm Googling. I'm like, what is American cheese? What is it? Can't find an answer. Maybe now the internet has updated, but I kid you not, my Herald Team, it was a whole thing with us where I was like, guys, American cheese isn't real. And I was like, someone Google it right now. Tell me what the ingredients are. We couldn't, everyone's like, what?
Like,
yeah.
What?
Yeah. I was like, find it. So now I changed my whole In-N-Out order. No cheese. I don't, because it's American cheese.
Yeah, but there's things that you don't know what they are that are still edible and good, like a Twinkie or.
I don't eat that. So this, I'm like,
this is good. This is good. Knock that shit out of. I mean, I can't because I'm a fucking pig. But like,
well, I can't remember the last time I had a Twinkie.
No, I'm good at avoiding like legit junk food. It's like savory bad stuff that I have a hard time avoiding.
I think you can. So here's my thing. I'm not even about eating healthy in terms of like, oh, I'm not going to have a cheesesteak or I'm not going to have a Twinkie-esque thing. I will have a Twinkie from an artisan bakery, but I'm not going to have like a Twinkie out of the box from the grocery store. Like I'm not going to do that.
Apartment 4F.
Le Apartment 4F, which is down the street from me.
They DM me.
They did.
And they were like, thank you so much for using our product in the show. If you ever want to come down, we'll give you a box. I was there within an hour. Had a box
where's my free box? Because I'm in Le Apartment 4F at least twice a week, and I'm buying. I bought a box.
They probably know. They didn't give me the box. I bought the box.
You had to buy the box?
Yeah.
So,
but I got, because I didn't have to wait online.
Okay, you didn't.
Which is like, because the line.
Well, I'm waiting online. I'm paying for all my shit.
I went right in, got the box, ate the box, one sitting. The whole box.
That's crazy.
The Apartment 4F
the
makes
croissant cereal.
That is, like, think of like a Cookie Crisp.
Okay.
But like a croissant.
Yeah.
I probably ate like 10,000 calories in one sitting. The box is $50.
Yeah, it is. When I bought it and then I posted it on Instagram, I was a little like, does this suck of me? Exactly. Like, does this absolutely suck of me that I bought a $50 box?
What's going on weeks that you're working with your workout and your food?
Okay, so
are you just
like you work on a show that has famously a difficult schedule?
Yes.
Yeah. How do you handle that?
So this is where herein lies the issue. So like Mondays I say we're off, but this is how much we work. Is that I tell people I'm like I'm off on Mondays, but we're not off on Mondays. Actually,
we just work a couple awful days.
Yes, exactly. We work like an hour on Mondays, and I'm like we're off, but I still have to go in. We meet the host, but I on Mondays will try to work out and take a class Tuesdays, I found that solid core, this was my conversation last night, I found this season formally, I was like, oh, doing a solid core on Tuesdays, which is when the week ramps up and it starts to get highly emotional and we're up all night writing on Tuesday. I go, I don't need someone yelling at me with loud music and the blue lights. And the movement of solid core already is intense. It's like very slow and you're working muscles you did not know you had. You could be the most, like my former personal trainer, she was like, if I took that class, she's in great shape. She's like, it would be horrible for me because it's different muscles.
You're working shit that you've never
That's
worked.
like such a fun meme now. People love that shit. They're like, football player gets out of breath during Pilates. And it's like, it's so true. Like you can be in great shape, but we're all built for different things. Like a triathlete can't get on the bench and do as much as a power lifter, but if you make a power lifter run a 5K, it's going to bring the surgeon.
Exactly. And so like, I realized I can't do that intense workout on Tuesday, but I was, and I do. In terms of, and then as the week goes on, I like try to sneak one in on a Thursday. Like one time this season, I tried to run on a Saturday for like a mile before I went into work. I did it, but I'm like, it's not an enjoyable run because I also knew I had to go to work and I was like running a little behind. So it was like, nah, not fun. But eating, she's eating out every day. She's eating out every single day. I've said this a million times over. This is another one of the like spouse stories you've probably heard a bunch. Is that every time Mikey Day said to me like 2 years ago, he's like, every time I look over at your phone, which he shouldn't be doing, he's like, you're looking at menus. And it's real. I'm always planning what I'm going to eat. If it's not,
I think that's why we hit it off so well. Like first day of Throwback, I think we were both on menus.
Yeah, I'm like menu.
I get that.
I am menu.
I'm a fucking talk about, I've had to actually stop this behavior to learn to be more present and not talk about other food while I'm at a meal. Like I've had to say like, okay, we can talk about what tomorrow's dinner is after this meal.
Yeah.
I don't even want to, like, because even when you're eating, you do that whole like the version of, did you see this movie? Did you, like, you're like, oh, this burger's great. Oh, have you had Blue Ribbon Burger? It's like, no, not yet. And it's like, oh, have you had, oh, dude, the burger, you know what burger I love? The Au Cheval burger. And then all of a sudden you're like, and it's like, you just finish your food and you're like, you've only been talking about other things.
Foods the whole time. It's insane though. Like my obsession with good meals. And I feel like, I remember years ago, my friend Sydney, like I was here for DCM, the improv festival or whatever.
Of course. Hell yeah.
And my friend Sydney, who's not in improv, we got up, she lived in the city, and I was like, you haven't had artichoke pizza, now be kind to me. This is like 7 years ago.
This is the time.
No.
It
I
was
still
maybe
don't
like
hate a
8
slice of artichoke.
So
No, you just have to know that if you're going to have one slice of the creamy artichoke pizza,
you got to be within 100 meters of a toilet.
yeah, that's it for the day and the night.
And
You-
then
I sweat that oil out like after I have it. Like I'm combing garlic out of my beard. I got a fucking clove popping.
I said to her, I took her to artichoke. She got it. She wasn't fucking with it. She got 2 big slices, like one artichoke and one something else. And I remember her throwing it away and being like, life is too short to eat bad food. And I was like, honestly, I'm not mad at your philosophy.
No.
She was like, I don't like that. You took me here.
I'm not going to eat that.
I'm not going to eat that. I took one bite.
I need to learn that.
Yeah.
Because I get really mad at myself because I'm like, I overate last night, but I was at this delicious restaurant, so fine, live life.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, I overate last night and I hated all of it.
And I'll catch I'm doing a better job now of like catching myself and being like, you're not enjoying this. You don't like this thing you're eating right now. Like if I really don't like it, no problem. But if it's mid, like that's when I'm catching myself better. I'm going when it's mid, I'm like, I'm not enjoying the stop.
Were you brought up with like clean your plate policy?
Kinda, like, no, well, no.
Wait, yeah, what does like a family of African descent say? Because the white families always say, hey, there's starving kids in Africa.
And my family would be like, there are starving white children.
In Greenwich.
There are starving white racists in South Africa.
They're starving white racists. They're starving white trash.
Kate Moss has not had a meal.
Nothing tastes as good as skinny feels.
No, my mom was not big on wasting food at all, but I also like didn't have the same appetite I have now. Granted, it'd be things like making me eat breakfast, which is like what a good mom should do with her kid. But the funny thing is I'm older now and I still don't fuck with breakfast. I didn't like it when I was 7. And it'd be like, hey, and I still don't like it. And so I knew. And there's also like certain foods that my family would feed me that I'm like, I don't like this. And now in my adult, I still don't like it. So
quick breakfast question. Do you not like breakfast foods? Like if you were to meet up with someone for brunch at like 1 or 12:30,
Yeah.
would you eat eggs and shit like that, or the breakfast like genre doesn't appeal to you?
Here's what I'm gonna say.
You're not going to offend anybody.
Yeah.
We don't have a message board, and we don't interact with
No,
our
you
listeners.
don't.
Your
But
front porching is always the best. Like, okay, I got you. I'm gonna say something fucking crazy about waffles. It's like so low stakes in the end, but you're like, all right, here's the
Listen,
thing about me.
Here's what I'm gonna say. Breakfast, whack as fuck to me. I also hot take, don't fuck with cereal. So when we were talking about so I bought that $50 box, and I was like, maybe. I think anytime I'm eating cereal, and EP, who is one of the EPs on Mr. Throwback, he heard me saying this is someone where I was like, I don't fuck with cereal. Anytime I'm eating cereal, I'm kind of like, how has it come to this? There's so much good food in the world.
I feel that
I'm
too.
like, I'm kind of disappointed that that's what I'm having. But if I go meet up with someone for brunch, I'm genuinely just not thrilled to be having what I'm having. And I'll have eggs, but I'm like, okay.
Sometimes the brunch menu will have like a burger or a chicken salad.
But then I'm like, it feels too early to be eating. And I will binge at the end of the night. I mean, this is I'll forget to eat which sounds very eating disordery, but and people will be like, you haven't eaten all day, are you good? I'm like, trust me, I eat. But when I do eat at 8 p.m. or 6 p.m. for the first time, I'm eating.
It's a tsunami.
It's a tsunami. We're having a meal, and then we're having a kind of a second meal.
yeah, we're
I've seen it all go down.
1.5 meal.
Yeah.
But I do that too sometimes, especially lately over the last couple years. I've noticed, and I feel like you saw this at work. Like, I don't like to eat lunch at work. I feel like it's if I have to eat lunch, like if it's like a 5 a.m. call, and by the time we're stopping at 2, I'm starving. I'll try to get like sweet greens, a salad, just something not from the lunch cart, because once you walk over there,
They're like, we have banana pie.
It gets a little
I know,
bigger.
you're like, I gotta
It gets a
try.
little bigger. You have a lemonade. It's like, you don't need that.
Yeah.
The whole thing is like too much. And I found that when I come back, like the whole half of the day is just me waiting for it to be over.
Yeah, because you get the itis.
Yeah, and so like I found that if
I've never called it that.
but I find that if
Not even with your friends? Not even alone with your friends?
We called it that my whole life growing up, even with my black friends. And then I was like, started saying it like in my 20s. People were like, yeah. I know you're only saying the suffix, but it's still bad. You're like, oh, okay. And then what happens when people are 15 minutes late? Is there a 3-letter acronym for that? Like, no, you don't say
you can't
that.
say that.
I'm learning a lot. Thank you, New York City.
Seems like you learned a lot in the wrong direction beforehand.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We'll let you into a little bit of the genetic white trash element.
But like I couldn't like work, and so I started not eating at work, and like I feel like my work got better.
Yeah.
But as a result, then also when 9 p.m. rolls around,
Which
and I
is-
hit that
yeah.
no boo. You know,
Yeah.
when you're,
When you're like done for the day and you do the math and you're like, shit, I don't have to be back here till 9 hours.
Yeah.
hell
You're like,
breaks.
Yeah.
it's
In
crazy.
Chicago, all hell. I would hit those restaurants. There'd be a different Italian restaurant that was like 5 stars around the corner
Hell yeah.
every night. 'Cause you're
Yeah,
like,
dream.
I'm actually going to Chicago in a couple of weeks before I come out here again. So
I got a list.
hit me with a reco.
You know, I really liked our meal at Girl and the Goat, which I thought
Girl
was
and
going to
the
be
Goat.
overrated. Trivoli Tavern.
Trivoli Tavern
I
was my
thought-
favorite for vibes.
For vibes, honestly, I was really fucking with the food. There was a night I ordered from Duck Goat, is it? Because it's from
It's Girl and the Goose's sister restaurant.
Yeah, so like, and I ordered into the hotel from there, and I got a bunch of shit. I was like, okay, I'm gonna eat tonight.
Mukbang.
And I was not fucking with the food. And halfway through, I was like, you don't like this. Ordered another meal, but I ate half of the first one.
But that's
Ordered
good.
another meal from Trivoli Tavern. And
This is like if I was a cartoon, I would have heart eyes
yes,
right now.
I'm like, I'm not enjoying this.
life.
I'm like, we got it.
Where
and I
Trivoli
felt-
Tavern has like this little like outside area.
Yeah.
Every one of the spots that's there is like amazing. There's the rib place, the barbecue place that's
Green
attached
Street
to a
meats.
coffee shop. Underneath Green Street, there's a ramen spot that uses the meat from Green Street. It's like a little like dangerous. It's dangerous.
It's dangerous,
I'll
but
check it
I
out.
want you to also, I keep hearing about a place called Ooey It Is. That is, I think it's on the south side. So
That
my-
reminds me of the Martin Lawrence. Do you remember the Martin Lawrence special where
Run
he
till that.
is it Run Till That where it's his first special where he
no.
talks about what happened when he got arrested, and
me.
it was like a huge deal. I was like, I went to see it in the movies,
Yeah.
and I remember the tagline of it, like the thing that played every time, because it was all about like why he even said like, why is Martin Lawrence running down Sunset Boulevard crying in sweatpants with his sword? and then like the big thing was like Martin being like, because I was smoking that
It is basically that. Ooh, it is.
I gotta go there.
You should. There's multiple locations, and my sister-in-law told me about it, and then my friend Rashida, who's from Chicago, was like, "Oh yeah, that's the spot." But I never made it out. I never quite made it out of the way, but it's like on my list, ingrained in my head. If you have time, I feel like you should go on our behalf. Yes.
Chicago is also like it's the best eating to work in city by far. But there's also this like New Yorkie, because it does have a little bit of like grimy bar getting out at 4 a.m. vibe.
Yeah, it's a drinking town.
It's a drinking town. There were a couple nights where like I would be with like David Casp at some bar, and he'd be like, "Yeah, I lived right above this. You can get burgers in the bar, like at the bar. You can order a drink, and then the person will turn around and flip a burger." You'd be like, "Cool." 4 rats would just like run by.
Oh,
you know, and
I'm
you're
okay.
like,
and then you're okay, and that's where you lose me.
Yeah.
And I'm not eating at a place with a B
no,
rating.
I didn't eat there. I was like, cool, but like you forget because it's the streets are wider.
Yeah.
It's like for some reason not as like beat down as here.
Yeah.
So you feel like you're like, oh, this is gonna be cool.
Oh,
and
but
then
this
it's
is
like,
actually
this is like Gangsterville, and like there's been like Al Capone ran this place into the ground. There's a second city underneath because the whole place burned down. It's like quite nefarious. I want to plug your podcast.
Yes. Thanks, Dad.
Yes,
you
thanks,
came
Dad.
on.
I was the best.
I'm gonna get you on.
Shoot blanks.
Yeah, no.
Yo, but this guy's got a lot of dad shit.
You got a lot of dad shit.
I got mad dad issues, and I'm a crazy good uncle.
Yeah, see, and we're breaking the mold in the next season. It's gonna be where everyone's invited because everyone's got dad
It
shit.
did so well, right?
Yeah, I think it did pretty well. We wanted to do better. I'm an ambitious bitch.
I know,
so
you're
like,
gonna
yeah,
rule the
what can I say?
world.
Thanks.
Ambitious bitch.
I know.
This has been Ambitious Bitch with Ego Nwodim. Oh, that's a sketch. Oh, that shoulder in my nose. I wrote too fast.
Yeah. Basically, yes, it's true.
Lauren, I can't do writing night.
I can't do writing night because I'm in a sling. I'm right dominant, and it's my right shoulder. What can I do? I can't.
But I think I can do Ambitious Bitch at the desk.
maybe, yeah,
maybe.
ambitious bitch. Pitch Che, hit Colin up. Yeah. You guys will love her.
Awesome.
Thank you for
Ego.
having me.
Ego's the best.
Oh man, that's so fun. She makes me laugh so hard. Her
She's the
attitude
funniest.
and her phrasing for so many things they just make me laugh.
She's-
Like, I'm gonna eat.
She's the funniest. I sent her the most embarrassing text after the first day we worked together. It was just like, I love working with you. I love being with you. I love hanging out with you. Can we be best friends?
Yeah,
like,
she rules.
She's the best.
You know, I love her. I love following her on Instagram because I'll go through SNL shit. Like I'm a 20-year comedy nerd, so I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't need to look at it. And then I'll stop when she posts a menu from a restaurant. I'm
I know.
Like, well, zoom in. What's
Yeah,
this place?
I know. And she eats.
And that's a sign of what our fandom is that it's like, oh, cool, I love comedy, but move.
But I gotta know where I go
eating?
eat. Yeah, I know.
And she's always, literally, she did an episode of High and Mighty about going to restaurants. And we just talked for like an hour and a half about restaurants.
She's so out there. Like she's out on the town. She's similar to the
plugged
way
in. She's a good person to text about recos.
And similarly, she lives life like we do. Like if she's in a place to work, she's gonna go out in that place and eat. And
She's
like
gonna find some shit out there.
and like that is a really nice thing to
Oh yeah. Another reason why we got to get this show on the road so we could just get
Eat.
we are a health and wellness podcast so we can eat at food trucks across America. So we can have Giardia on our health and wellness podcast.
Giardia, the Italian cook.
Oh yeah, the little
I
chopped
love her.
up spicy veggies. Oh,
Yeah.
that's Giada.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, I ate breakfast at the Giada Cafe every morning when I stayed at Caesars this last time.
Really? Just hoping you'd see her?
Just because it was at the closest to my elevator lobby. Caesars, too big.
I'm not a Caesars guy anymore.
No.
I honestly, I'm kind of only Win Encore guy.
Ooh, I'm
Because
so,
the Encore's really small. It's got a really nice casino.
I'm so cosmocentric because of the balconies, being able to smoke weed.
I know.
But I think I need to
The
to
Cosmo
expand.
is a fight. You get a fight every time. I have never not been in the Cosmo elevator with someone's like, what are you looking at?
Yeah, well, the energy at the Cosmo elevator and the Cosmo craps tables are like, I
Awful.
don't like them.
Yeah, that's why the Win, it's almost like people are older. So it's more like
That's more my vibe because I want to go where the gamblers are.
yeah, the Win and the specifically the Encore is the one I like. But staying on that property on that side is my new. That's my new
I might have to do that next. I have decided after staying at Caesars and not enjoying it that I need to establish loyalty. I need to create I need to pick a place and be like start getting my comps from them.
After the last time I was at the Encore and I won so much, they have been emailing me every day for 8 months, begging me to come back so they can get that money back.
Yeah, well, tell them you want a 2-bedroom suite.
I'm in. We actually need like a 5-bedroom suite because we're gonna invite Ego, Dr. Rad.
It's gonna be like Sesame Street for staying alive.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in.
Stay alive, brother.
Let's do these. Mine is a ginger lemon cayenne.
Mine is a ginger lemon agave blue algae and probiotics. This is called the Blue Biotic shot.
Are you gonna ship blue?
I'm gonna have blue balls. It's gonna give me blue balls.
Smart. Less.